Alright, welcome back to another video. It is January 9 today. So, in today's video, we're going to be doing something a little different. Generally, a lot of the stuff you see on this channel is kind of geared towards equipment, stuff like that. But today, we're going to be talking about cows. So, I know a lot of you guys like cows, so I figured I'd take some time to make a video talking about it. So, it's around 12 o'clock. It's been a couple hours since the cows have been milked. 5 hours or so. So that's about how much milk they have in them. But I figured I'd show you some of our fresh cows and some of the other cows I like. So, the first cow we have here, stall number 988. Her name's Drizzle. She's a sidekick. This cow here calved December 18. So, really like her. She's a third lactation cow. Show you the front view of her. Got 3 fresh cows I want to show you. And then I'll show you a couple more. So yeah, this is Drizzle. She had a calf, a heifer calf, that we named Drip. So, you'll see why in a minute, but kind of, if you look at her head, we're going with that it's drizzling down. I guess that was the theme with the name. And her calf just has a little speck of white on the head, so that's why we're going to call it Drip. So, next cow I'm going to show you, our heifer had a beef calf. She's a really big, well-grown heifer. She is a little older. Let's see, I made a little cheat sheet here because there's no way I'm going to remember it all. She's an alligator. I know she's actually our first alligator that we've calved out and had really good luck with. For some reason, alligator is one of those bulls we didn't always have the best of luck with, but she's turned out really nice. Really big, well-grown heifer. But she was born 2022, June 27. So yeah, this is Dawson is her name. She had a beef calf, but still a really nice cow. Really big frame. If you look over, you can see she's the tallest in the row, which is quite impressive. But, once again, a really nice looking fresh heifer. Got one more in the box stall that I'll show you that just calved the other night. I don't have the exact date, but this heifer here calved around a week ago. Alright, the next heifer I'm going to talk about, she's quite a bit younger. She's the youngest one we're milking right now. This is Deutsch. She is a swingman heifer. So, not quite as matured, but we had a heifer calf out of her as well. And I think she'll make a nice cow. I always have a little bit of a thing for the red and whites. I like how they look. So, that's why we push that kind of side of the genetics. If you walk down our barn, we'll have quite a few red and white cows. But that is our newest fresh cow here, fresh heifer. Now I'll show you the calves. Alright, so I figured I'd talk about the calves. I'm not going to go in the pen because we have been feeding these calves off the nipple pail and mob feeder. If I go in the pen, they'll all get up and think they're going to be fed. Our robotic calf feeder on this side, I'm still waiting on some parts to get it going. So that is why we're doing that. But we'll start with this little red and white calf over here. So she was Deutsch's calf. This is a Ranger red calf. So yeah, nice little red and white calf. That calf in the far back corner there was Drizzle's calf. Let's see, I gotta find on the sheet what kind of calf she had. It's a Magic calf. So once again, another really nice calf. Born December 18. So it's pretty well grown. And that is a beef calf out of Dawson, number 62. So, yeah. If you're unfamiliar with kind of what all those names mean, sidekick, alligator, all of that kind of stuff, that is the sire's name or the bull's name. So when a cow calves, we'll have kind of the three names. We'll have Phenema, which is our prefix, and then sidekick. We're talking about Drizzle, which will be the sire's name or the bull's name, and then Drizzle, the cow's name. So that's how that works. And then, for example, Drip, that calf over there, she'll be called Phenema La Magic Drip. Just what we're figuring. So, should be a nice calf. So, now I'll show you some of the other cows. I won't have as many dates for them, how many days of milk there. I didn't prepare for that, but I'll show you some. So, we'll start with one of my personal favorites. This is Rosalind. She's second lactation. She's an Unix. So, yeah, she's had 2 heifer calves on this farm. Just a nice cow. Nice barn cow. Keeps herself really clean. I don't know, I just really like her. Couple more cows here that I figure I'd talk about. So, 932 here. Her name is Addison. She's a control. And this cow here, this red one, her name's Diamond. She's a swingman. And then Addison's sister is right here. This is Auxiliary. She's a sidekick. Really nice heifer. We actually have a set of twins out of her that we're milking right now. Set of doorman twins. That's kind of neat. I'll show you them after too, but I'll show you the back side of these 3. This cow here for a while was our highest production cow. I'd have to look to see if she still is. That black cow beside her, Adidas, also milks really good, but I just like this one a little bit better. So, there's a back view of Addison. She has a couple of heifer calves here as well. I don't know if we're milking any of them right now. I believe one of them is dry or up there in days in milk. This is Diamond. Again, another nicely built red cow. Just have a thing for some of these red and whites. And then Auxiliary. This cow here, this is Miranda. It's our lowest somatic cell cow in the barn. And we got Drew over here. This is a nice, well-built cow. She milks really good. She's an incredible. Figured I'd show you. This is number 13. This is Avery, one of Addison's calves. Last winter I had them all lined up as one big family, and I know I showed that. But the oldest cow, Addison and Auxiliary's mom, Amelia, is dry right now. So, yeah. I don't always milk the cows, not very often, so I'm not getting a feel for them all. I feed them. I look at them that way. I know about where they all are in the barn and their names, but I don't really keep track of days in milk, stuff like that. You can get a good picture of a high days in milk cow by looking at them. Or a cow that doesn't give very much milk. You can see Luna over here is one. Aaliyah over there is another one. Cows like that. Versus a cow like Drizzle. That's fresh, will have a very full udder. So, yeah. Drizzle and Aaliyah are roughly the same age, but Drizzle is 3rd lactation and Aaliyah is 2nd lactation. We've been having a little bit harder of a time getting this cow pregnant to calve again. So So that's why that's happening. But that is how things go. So, this is Audrey, one of Auxiliary's twins. The other one's down there. They're both laying down right now, so I'll get one of them up so you can look at them. There you go. So, just a kind of nice family. Cows, they make good barn cows. The last time the classifier was out here, she didn't get classified, but her twin did. And her twin did not get classified very well. A little bit of a biased opinion because I like barn cows over nice cows. Nice cows, they look good, but they don't pay the bills. A heifer like this will last a long time, but classifier didn't like how small she was, stuff like that, because they are very small heifers. But something like this will last, so that's why I kind of like them. Not because she's anything special, but this was one of my 4-H calves. This is Laura right here. So she's pregnant, due back to calve, so she's a little higher in days in milk. So there you go. There's maybe 10 cows that I picked out of the 65 that we're milking right now to show you. Just the ones I kind of like. Whether it's because they look really nice or they're good barn cows. We have a lot of good barn cows. We are not a sow herd, but we have cows that milk good. They pay the bills, that kind of deal. So, I don't know. We're a closed herd. All of these cows have been homebred. In my lifetime, I only remember us buying 2 cows. One of them was from, or actually both of them were from closed herds. The one we bought, and then we actually sold it back to the guy we bought it from. It was at his dairy dispersal sale, but he wanted a cow after. Still to milk, so when she was pregnant, we sold it back to him again. The other one never had a calf here, neither of them did. So, in my lifetime, I never remember us buying any cows that had calves and stuck around. So, we're closed herd. All of them are homebred. That's what we got going on in this barn. And yeah, at some point, maybe I'll talk more about the red and whites. We initially, years ago, did not start out breeding for red and whites. It was actually an accident how we got them. It was a mix-up with some semen that was labeled wrong, and that is how we got our first red and white calf. Happened just over 20 years ago. And then from there on out, we have just been breeding for them. They're nice, we like them. Something a little bit different, the red and white Holsteins. That's all we have in this barn is Holstein cows, no jerseys, nothing like that. But yeah, we like our red and whites. So, that's the barn, and that's the cows. Maybe later this afternoon when I change silo doors, I'll show you that. But I just wanted to take some time while I was in the barn to talk about some cows and show them to you, because I don't do it enough. I work in the shop a lot, and with equipment a lot, and I feed cows, but I don't actually get to show you guys behind the cows a lot. So I figured I'd take some time this afternoon to show you that. Alright, I'm in the silo room now. I'm going to change silo doors. They don't really need to be done yet, but I have the time now, so I'm going to go ahead and do them. So, I'll do a corn silage silo first. It's also been a little cold out these past couple days. I'm kind of curious to see if there's any buildup on the walls yet because of it. But I'll do a corn silage silo first. This is a 16 by 65 tower silo. It is well under half empty now. A little more than half empty. Height wise, but not volume wise, because the feed packs down really hard. The feed in this silo is wet. Maybe a little too wet. We got a little hole in that bottom concrete door, and it's been juicing out of there along with outside the silo there as well. This silo is going to be re-gunnited or shortcreted, whatever you care to call it, this spring, but we got to get it empty first. So I'm going to change the door. We don't run a clear chute on this silo. We just run this plywood board. It works pretty good, and it does not plug up when you're running out feed really fast or anything like that. So that's why we're kind of sticking to it. But you can see, that's what I mean, how the silage can freeze when it gets cold out. It was just frozen up in the corner there, and it'll do that in the silo too. So I'm going to lift the unloader out of the feed a little bit, then I'll see you up in the silo. Alright, so we're up here in the silo now. I was initially setting all the doors on the way down. You can see the first, let's call it 8 doors there are shut. But now I'm leaving a couple open for 2 reasons. One, the last time I was in here, I changed 3 doors at once, so I skipped 2. This time we're only changing 2 doors at once, so I'm going to skip one and go down to the next one. But also, when you leave the doors open, it lets more light in here. And it was getting pretty dark in here if you'd climb the silo at evening chore time to change the door. So, yeah. But now that we're in here, I can show you. See this, how the outer coating of concrete will kind of peel off. That's how you know it's time to get the silo re-gunnited. So that'll happen this spring. But now that I'm here, I'll show you. This is hardly any buildup on the walls, but this is what I was talking about. How you can get buildup on the walls. This isn't really an issue. This is not very thick at all. But when it gets really, really cold out, you can get kind of a layer about that thick on the wall. But the first warm day, it'll all fall right back off the wall. So I'm not going to waste any time trying to knock it all off the wall because it's not going to be that big of a problem. So we're going to change the door now. And there you go, nice and simple. That's the door change done. This spring, when we're not 10 doors up the silo or however many we are, I'm going to take this arm off here and make it straight again. You'll see in the other silo it's supposed to be straight and down. This one had a little incident and now it's a little bent. It happens. You can get it fixed, but I'm not gonna haul that down the chute and up the chute if it still works. There's no point to it. So plan to fix that. So hopefully once the silo's empty I remember to do that. But we will see. So you can see up higher in the silo, the walls still look really good. It's just when you get lower down that it starts to flake off. It's because there's way more feed volume down here. If you look, it's really hard to scrape it with your hand. It's really tightly packed. But there you go. These Pats ring drive unloaders have been really good for us. This one's been in this silo for a lot of years, but everything we'll just rebuild on it as we need it. You can see here we got a new section of ring on there. Put a brand new blower on this silo unloader this summer. I believe it was 2 or 3 years ago we put a new blower chute on, stuff like that. We just keep replacing parts as we need to, but this unloader has been really good for us. I actually like this silo better than the other one. There's no breaker up here, So not that I really blow breakers anymore, but the other silo unloader, there's a little breaker box about over here somewhere. And if you blow a breaker, you got to climb up the silo and flip it. Versus this one, it's all down there. So you really don't have to climb this silo a lot. It runs really good. So that's why I like this one a little better. But you do have to worry about the cord, bringing it up and down the chute and changing it down the doors. But yeah, this silo unloader's been really good for us. So that's why we're keeping it. That's why I went with a Pats in the other silo after the Valmetal one wore out. Alright, I just finished night feeding now and I'm feeding calves. Figured I'd show ya. Got all these calves trained on a mob feeder. That's how we've been feeding them. So I did not end up changing the door in the big silo because it didn't need to be done yet. I climbed it and looked in, and there's still quite a bit of room left to keep feeding out of it, so I didn't do that. But yeah, we used to have 2 of these, well we still do, and we used to feed all the calves that way before we had the robotic calf feeder. But while we're waiting for parts, this works pretty good. Alright, it is around 8:30 at night now. I'm just doing barn check. I just finished pushing up feed, giving grain, and cleaning some stalls. So, I'm all done. I'm gonna go home now. You can see over there we got Deutsch on the stall now. She's still got a halter on, but this will be fine for the night. We generally keep a halter on them for the first night on the stall just in case they slip the collar off or something like that. It's happened a couple times. But I figured I'd show you guys some little bit different stuff today. The walkthrough, talking about some cows. I know some of you would really like that, so figured I'd do it. But that is what we have going on here. My hope is for that this year I can get a couple more of those videos that I've been wanting to make out. Maybe a milking cows video sometime. Probably something with my parents at some point. Stuff like that. I don't know, there's a lot of video ideas, but I gotta take time to make them. Kind of like today, had to take some time to kind of make a little quick list because I was not going to remember all that information about the cows. I knew their name, but I didn't know what bulls they all were and what their calves were. So really what I've found is you get kind of out of what these YouTube videos, what you put in. If I put a lot of time in and make a good YouTube video, it'll do well. It'll turn out really well. But if I don't put in kind of that little bit of extra work, they do alright. So I spent some time today to try and make something a little bit better again for you guys. And yeah, that was my hope. So, hope you enjoyed the video. I'm going to turn off the lights for the night now. Got a heat lamp in the corner over there by where the water comes into the barn, because it's been pretty cold out these past couple days, well below freezing. Felt like minus 20 Celsius today, so that is pretty cold. But yeah, generally we shut off all of the lights in the barn at night just because we're tie stall, and then we'll kind of finish up chores for the day. Cows don't have to be milked like in a robot barn. If you had a robot barn, leave on some lights for that. But you can hear the cooler's still running, but the milk is at 3.5 degrees, so that's fine. We have a little milk house heater over here that I'm going to plug in for the night. That way nothing freezes in the milk house. But that is all I have for this video. So, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed.